MiniWarGaming rules you got wrong.
Hey everyone, welcome to Rules You Got Wrong Warhammer Age of Sigmar edition. Our weekly show. We're going to read some some questions and comments from the comment section of our videos regarding rules, the mistakes we make, or we may have made, may have not have made, but I think in this case, mostly made.
Yeah, I think the good chunk of these we made the mistakes on.
So what do we got?
So, Stormcast Eternals versus Death, Age of Sigmar Battle Report, or the Realms, episode 61. First comment from Kale Devon. Death armies get a 6+ save against wounds and mortal wounds. Not much, but probably would have helped a bit. It's the special ability from the General's Handbook. That is 100% correct.
Yep. New thing we forgot. Yeah, but you're right.
That could have helped.
It's a big one. It's you know potentially
what, though? It's me rolling those, so it could be a 2-up against wounds taken, and I'd still fail it.
It's true. It's true.
D. Ferris 1987 at Josh and Cullen in the Vault vid. While I enjoyed the bat reps, I'm not sure how you decided to do summoning in the way you did, because as far as I can tell from a rules as written standpoint, all the summoning you did was illegal. None of the wizards would have known the prerequisite summoning spells, since no war scrolls of those units were included in the army lists. The use of reinforcement points from the General's Handbook does not seem to discard the mandatory war scroll of models in order to give the summoning spells to the wizards. Quite the opposite, in fact, as the section references spells or abilities allowing you to bring reinforcements several times. In this case, spells that your wizards would not have known without having a unit including your army list.
I think the simplest way of putting it, I think you're taking most tournament comp system rules and making them part of the rule set, which is not the case. Unfortunately, there's nothing stating that you have to have a war scroll in an army list. There's no army list. Those are how people have been trying to comp the system in the past. That's now over. We were doing official way of doing it now, which is you do whatever you want for summoning.
Yeah, summoning finally makes sense. If they had released the General's Handbook at the same time and explained how they're going to do reinforcement points, then it makes sense that the wizards would know all the different summoning spells.
Now, at first glance, I can understand how some people will think, well, that's really overpowered. You can summon whatever you want. But you have to keep in mind that your opponent, or whoever's summoning, is not deploying X amount of points for the purpose of the actual option to choose. And some of the really good stuff are high cost values to summon anyway. So no, there is nothing saying that you have to bring a war scroll to your army for that to work.
Yep, I couldn't find anything saying that. So, yep, that one kind of, I think I will disagree with you on your interpretation of that one. I'm talking to D. Ferris, not...
For here now, yeah.
Additionally, per the Age of Sigmar app, Crypt Ghouls do not confer a summoning spell to wizards. I'm not sure if this is an error by GW, a deliberate change, or if summoning Flesh Eaters is addressed elsewhere in their book, but the fact remains that their app does not include a summoning spell. The book does include the summoning spell.
The Book of Death. The Death book,
the Grand
Battle
Alliance
Tome.
book.
Yep.
As far as the Flesh Eater courts or whatever it is, I didn't check that because it's not the rule set we were using for them.
So there are current problem right now. There are some war scrolls out there that are still older, different.
They're in the Grand Alliance book, and then they're also in the Flesh Eater Courts book.
So there's multiple war scrolls out there.
To be honest, I think the way you guys played summoning worked fine. It gives flexibility without being overpowered.
It's pretty cool.
However, as far as I can tell, it does not seem to be the way that GW intends summoning to work.
I don't think you're right.
It's tough to talk about what the intent was, and as far as the games we've played in the somewhat limited experience with the General's Handbook, the way we're handling summoning seems to work for everybody. Yeah,
so I want to say this as well. I think we're doing it right, but that doesn't mean we are. So here, for right now, unless somebody can show evidence in the rules that it has to be a different way, that is the way that actually makes sense. Rules are written. We have to ignore every comp system that was put out by the community beforehand. I mean, we can add those if we wanted to, but for now, we want to try this system out as it's written. And so far, it's working out pretty well. So trying to keep it just as written right now and ignoring all the old comp systems that people have been adding in.
Robinio 2, additionally at 12-ish minutes, he doesn't just teleport. This is your banner dude.
Yep.
He creates a mighty hurricane that blah, blah, blah. D3 mortal wounds to enemies within 6 on a 4-up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
That would have helped against Neferata.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm going to pretend like it wouldn't, though. Roman Silar. By the way, units get +1 bravery for every 10 models.
Yep. Did I point we not do that?
I think I forgot about it for the skeletons.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I had big units, and I completely forgot about that rule. It would have helped me get crushed slightly slower.
Yeah, you rolled a 5 for every one of your regens on the banner. You're fine.
Bullmance. His general shouldn't have been able to have a Phoenix Stone, right? I thought it was only extra unnamed heroes. Yeah, you didn't have a named hero. It was just the...
Yeah, I didn't have an hero.
Yeah, it wasn't a unique guy, so he's A-okay on that one. I don't know if you meant, like, you think... You were interpreting as the Lord Celestin being, like, a unique named guy?
No, he's not.
But, yep, so you are A-okay with the Phoenix Stone there.
Yep.
Technically, yeah, you could have put it on somebody other than the general, too, I think.
Oh, really?
I think it's any... I want to say that the artifacts you get could be any one hero.
Okay. Okay.
I'm like 99% sure on that one, guys. 521 Wallace. I don't think you have to maintain coherency during pile-ins in combat, but if you were to move or retreat, you would then have to go back to coherency. So the pile-in is actually a move. So you do have to maintain coherency for that one.
Well, read it again.
Okay, I don't think you have to maintain coherency during pile-ins.
Oh, okay. So the second part is in combat.
So yeah, during combat, you don't have to maintain coherency. You can take casualties from anywhere you want in the unit. You can break coherency, but you can't break coherency by moving. And then if I were to, let's say, break coherency, if I want to do a pile-in move, I must end up back in coherency or else nobody can move.
Yeah, that's why I took advantage of that actual rule in the game when I was fighting his skeletons on two sides. Much of them were in the middle and couldn't move either way because they would break coherency. Because you have to pile into the closest model. So it's a tactical element you can take advantage of the game. Knowing models have to pile into the closest model, not any other model, and have to remain in coherency. It allows you some control of your opponent's moves.
The Retributors, and this is Thieves at Nexus. The Retributors might have made the charge against the Death Hero at the end of turn 4. Steve, remember that all the Stormcast could reroll run and charges as long as they're close. That was your command ability, the Reckless, right?
Yes. Yep. My bad.
I don't feel bad about it. Good game all around, though. Next comment is from Samuel John Sendell. Where did you find the rules for summoning ghouls? I thought since the Flesh Eater Court update they've been unsummonable. They're in the Grand Alliance Death book.
Yeah.
They've got the summoning rules for them in there. And that's the book that I had on me when we were playing. Christian Shore Olson. Steve, you forgot the lay low the Tyrant rule on the Liberators when they attack a model with more than 5.
Oh, I didn't? I use it every time?
Yeah, use it every single time. I think what you're getting confused by the fact is that Neferata was giving them -1 to hit, and they were giving themselves +1, so that's why he was just using the flat
I believe
value.
the first couple times in combat I said because of the modifiers -1/+1 they're hitting on 4s, and then throughout the rest of the comments I said just because of the modifiers. And I think I said it before every roll, but yeah, they had a +1 and a -1.
Yeah, from Neferata's command ability. Blight 02, and the Lord Celestin's ability to grant +1 to hit only works in the combat phase.
Yes.
I couldn't find anywhere that you used it other than the combat phase, but timestamps always help with that.
Probably, guys. Okay, don't quote me on this. I think this might be, I might be wrong on this, but I think what you're thinking is when I threw my hammers, they were hitting on 3s. And I recall them hitting on 4s previously, but now they're hitting on 3s. I don't know why. So that could be a mistake, or I might be wrong about that completely, but I think that might be what you're thinking of as well.
Bullmance, once a model is in contact, it can't pile in anymore, no more sliding.
Yeah,
Correct.
I
think we were trying to be a little bit gamey about it and having...
No model, we stopped.
We were making sure that we weren't having our models make contact on the initial charge. Like the one made contact, everybody else kind of stayed away, so then we would be able to make the moves.
Yep.
So yeah, if at any point there was the sliding happening, it should
fly in the room.
But the intent was, he's just seeing things. The intention was that, the models weren't actually base to base when we were doing the moves. So next up, Seraphon versus Khorne, Bloodbound, Age of Sigmar, Bat Rep, War of the Realms, episode 62. New Truth, Neo Maxim. By the way, guys, as I understand it, player who finishes deploying first goes first. You don't choose if you do or don't go first, you just get first turn priority. Double check the new scenarios, because it actually...
Says choose?
Yeah, it says choose.
Yeah.
Or at least for all the ones I was looking at. There might have been one where it didn't say that.
Well, ones we played anyway, yeah.
So that's why we did it that way. Original copy. The Chaos Talisman only works on wounds, not mortal wounds. That is correct.
Oh, my bad.
Morning Kill. At around the 27 mark, you forgot to roll your 5+ Ignore Wounds artifact. Your mighty Chaos Lord could have lived. Yeah, you forgot.
I still won.
Being balanced up by the fact you were taking against mortal wounds.
Oh, was it mortal wounds?
No, that one. Okay, so that one wasn't mortal.
Oh, okay. So because I took it against mortal wounds, it's all fair. It's all balanced.
So you're the fact that you were cheating balanced out the fact that you were forgetting rules.
So my cheating balanced out my incompetence.
Ever chosen 1992. Just so it's clear in the rules section, it actually says you don't have to be in To be in coherency in the combat phase, just have to move them back into coherency if they are not in combat. Basically, yeah, it's talking about if you're going to do a move, it's going to be coherency. You can't go to coherency. But yeah, if they're not in coherency in combat, as long as you're not moving anybody, you're still okay. DRZ196. Hi, Steve. Good bat rep. One thing to note is that your Mighty Lord of Khorne has a Flesh Hound that enables you to attempt to unbind spells just like a wizard does. Could have helped to say prevent Cullen from casting that increases to saves. Not a rules error, but an ability that was forgotten.
Was it always like that?
I don't know. I think it was.
I don't remember it having that, but it definitely has that. Was it always like that?
But this was the funny one that we were like, no.
No.
Yeah, of course it does. Last one is Scott Blegen. At 6:30, Cullen summoned 2 times in the same turn. The rule of 1 in match play says each spell may be attempted per turn instead of per wizard.
Yeah.
He summoned 2 different things.
Yeah.
So 2 different spells.
Not all summonings are the same spell. It's summon ghouls, or for him, it's like
Yeah,
summon
it was,
whatever.
Summon, I think he did salamanders and then tried Ripperdactyls.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't summon the same thing, so it was 2 different summon spells. That's it. That's rules we got wrong for this week. Age of Sigmar. Keep posting the comments, and we'll make sure we get them right. Thanks for helping. Happy wargaming.